Good morning, students. Okay, today we are going to discuss a topic about the importance of training. Yesterday, what we have discussed regarding the training and objectives of training, we have discussed. So today we are going to discuss the importance of training. Nothing but why training is important before joining a job. Okay, why training has to be given to them. So those are the things we are going to discuss over here. So first one, increased productivity. So what is the meaning of increased productivity? If before itself a training is given to an employee, then what happens more? So he will be knowing everything regarding the organization. Okay, that is a point over here. So here, training improves the performance of employees, increased skill and efficiency results in better quantity and quality of production. A trained worker will handle machines carefully and will use the materials in an economical way. So here what happens means already a person who is appointed for him before itself we have given a training. Nothing but our organization is given a training means what happens, he will be knowing everything, that how much of quality, how much of what is the quality of a product and how much of quantity of material we have to use. Okay, everything he will be doing and how to handle the machine and everything. Okay, that is the importance of training. Nothing but before itself we have to give a training. So increased productivity, దాని మీనింగ్ ఏదో వినండి. ఒక పర్సన్ని న్యూగా మనం అపాయింట్ చేసుకున్నాము అంటే అతను డైరెక్ట్గా వర్క్కి పంపిస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, అతనికి ఏం చేయాలో అర్థం కాదు. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయాలి, అతనికి ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఒక ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవ్వాలి. అంటే అతను ఏం వర్క్ చేయాలో ఆ వర్క్ మీద అతనికి కొద్ది రోజుల వరకు ఒక ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవ్వాలన్నమాట. అంటే ఎలాంటి ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవ్వాలి, వాళ్ళ ప్రోడక్ట్ క్వాలిటీ ఏంది, క్వాంటిటీ ఎంత క్వాంటిటీ ప్రిపేర్ చేయాలి, మెషిన్ ఎట్లా వాడాలి అనేది ఒక ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవ్వాలన్నమాట. సో అలా ఇవ్వడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది, అతను ఇలాంటి వేస్టేజ్ చేయడు. ఓకే, అలాంటివి ఉంటాయి. నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ వన్, హయ్యర్ ఎంప్లాయీ మోరల్ మీన్స్ ఎ ట్రైన్ వర్కర్ derives happiness and job satisfaction from his work. He feels happy when his performance is up to the mark. This also gives him job security and ego satisfaction. The employees will properly look after a worker who performs well. All these factors will improve employees' morale. So what is the meaning of that? If an employee is working, nothing but if he is working in a satisfaction way, what happens, automatically his performance will be increased. Even he thinks that okay, I am doing correct, so my job is a security over here. Those all things he will think. Okay, before itself if we have given a training to them. Next one, less supervision. So what is the meaning of less supervision over here? What is the meaning of less supervision, Mayal? So if before itself training is given, there is no need of supervision. Okay, supervision will not be that much. Okay, why? Because already he will be knowing that actually what work he has to do. So that is the main thing why an organization will give a training to a new person over here. Okay, if suppose they have not given a training, directly they have taken a job, means what happens, he don't know that actually how much of work he has to, how much of what he has to do, whom he has to ask, those all things will be there. So before itself if we have given training means it will be easy to him also. Next, less wastage means, see here, an untrained workers may waste more materials, damage machines and equipment and may cause accidents. Accidents generally occur due to the deficiency in the operator and not in the machine. A trained worker will know the art of operating the machine properly. He will also use the material and other equipment in a systematic way, causing less wastage. The control of various waste will substantially reduce the manufacturing cost. The amount spent on training the workers will prove an asset to the organization. So what happens means, if suppose untrained worker is there, so what happens, he will waste, he don't know that what he has to do, how much of material he has to do. So by that what happens, there may be a wastage in materials. Okay, even he don't know how to operate the machines. So these all things what happens, at about disturbances may happen in the organization. So that's why a training should be given. Next, easy adaptability means, SEMA here, technological advancements will require new approach to work. These methods of work are constantly undergoing a change. This method necessitates the adaptability of workers to changing work environment. A trained worker can be more adaptable to change than an untrained one. The former can easily learn a new work techniques with a little bit of guidance. There may not be any need of employee new workers for running in new machines. So here what happens means, easy adaptability means if before itself his training is given. Here what happens means, the competitive world we have regularly we have to develop in our technology. We have to develop in our technology means regularly there will be a changes in the machines, and so by that what happens means if already a person is given a training, so if a little bit of time, if suppose we have given, easily he can learn over there. So here what happens means present workers who are there, okay, some sort what happens means within a little time they will be learning over. If suppose a new person is there, for new person what they have to do, they have to give a training. If training is given, easily they can cope with the company over there. So here see, but the trained person will adopt a new situation more easily because they have a basic technical knowledge. Next, reduced turnover and absenteeism. So reduced turnover and absenteeism. See, labor turnover and absenteeism are mainly due to the job dissatisfaction. When a worker is properly trained, he will take a keen interest in his job and can derive satisfaction from it. A satisfied person may not like to leave his job and try at a new place. So here what happens means reduced turnover and satisfaction means, so if suppose a person is given a training, so what he will do, he will be knowing everything about his work, so easily he can do his work. If suppose training is not given, then what happens? He may be a little bit of dissatisfaction in his work, so he may think that we have to leave, I'm unfit, I have to leave this job. Those all things will be there. That's why before itself, if training is given, nothing but we can nothing but an absenteeism may not be in the organization. Nothing but if a worker is having a good satisfaction, if worker is having a satisfaction, then automatically he will continue his job. Otherwise, he may leave it. Next, employee development. Employee development means what? Training also helps in development of employees. It first helps in locating talent in them and then developing into a maximum the adaptability of a worker will help in working on new and improved jobs. If a worker learns fast, then he will able to develop the talent and improve his performance. So by giving a training, what the organization will do, it will develop the employee. It will nothing but it will develop the interest of the employee. Even it will develop the skills of the employee, technological, in all the ways it will develop. So by that what happens over here, the talent will be increased and he will be knowing that actually how much of work and what he has to do in the organization. He will be knowing about the organization and everything. So automatically he will improve his performance. So by giving a training, what happens? So many benefits are there. Nothing but before itself we have to give a training to a particular employee. Okay, these are the things. Next, coming to the methods of training. So here under methods of training, actually we have two methods, on-job training and off-the-job training. So on-job training means what? Off-the-job training means what? So here on-job training is nothing but it is given nothing but directly they will join the work there, and with work they have to, even they will be getting a training over there. See, every employee gets some type of job methods. In this method, the trainee is given training on the job at his workplace. Nothing but at his workplace itself the training is given. Nothing but he has to take the training by doing his work. He gets training under the same type of conditions in which he will be working later on. Trainee works under the watchful eyes of a master mechanic or craftsman. So mainly on-job training is given to whom is unskilled and semi-skilled person or salesman, clerical. For them, the on-job training will be there. Nothing but under the supervisions, under higher authorities, under supervision, they has to work. So this is called as a on-job training. So here what happens means, here particularly nothing but how the training will be there means coaching, rotational, special assignments. In that way the coaching will be over there in case of on-job training. So next, so once again listen careful ma. What is the meaning of on-job training అంటే ఏంటంటే వినండి ఒకసారి. on-job training అంటే అతను అక్కడ వర్క్ ప్లేస్లోనే జాబ్ చేస్తూనే ట్రైనింగ్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తాడు అనమాట. ఆ జాబే అతనికి ట్రైనింగ్ లాగా ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తాడు. అంటే అతను ఏం చేస్తాడు, ఒక సూపర్విజన్ అంటే ఒక సూపర్విజన్ అతను ఒక సూపర్వైజర్ కింద వర్క్ చేస్తుంటాడు, అతనే వాచ్ చేస్తుంటాడు అనమాట. సో ఇలాంటివి ఆన్ జాబ్ ట్రైనింగ్స్ ఎవరికి సూటబుల్ అంటే మనం ఏమంటాం, సెమీ స్కిల్డ్ ఆర్ అన్స్కిల్డ్ వర్కర్స్కి, అంటే ఎలాంటి వర్కర్స్కి, క్లర్కల్ వర్కర్స్ కానీ, సేల్స్ పర్సన్స్ కానీ, ఓకేనా, ఇంకా అన్స్కిల్డ్ వర్కర్స్ ఉంటారు. వాళ్ళకి ఏంటి అంటే సూపర్వైజ్ చేసుకుంటూ జాబ్ చేయించడం, అలానే ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవ్వడం అనమాట. సో ఇవి మెయిన్ థింగ్. అయితే ఇక్కడ ఎలా ఉంటుంది అంటే కోచింగ్, జాబ్ రొటేషనల్ అండ్ స్పెషల్ అసైన్మెంట్స్, సో ఇలాంటివి ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తారు వీళ్ళకి, ఓకేనా. సో కోచింగ్ మెథడ్ అంటే ఇక్కడ చూడండి, కోచింగ్ మెథడ్ ద ఎంప్లాయీ ఈస్ ట్రైన్డ్ బై హీస్ ఇమీడియట్ సూపర్వైజర్, నథింగ్ బట్ అతని పైన సూపర్వైజర్ ఉంటారు కాబట్టి సూపర్వైజర్ అతను చెప్తా ఉంటాడు, అదే పద్ధతిలో చేస్తూ ఉంటారు, ఓకే. సో ఇంకొకటి నెక్స్ట్ ఏంటి, అసైన్మెంట్స్ మెథడ్ ఎవరికి యూజ్ఫుల్ అవుతాయి అంటే లోవర్ లెవెల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్స్కి, వాళ్ళకి అసైన్మెంట్స్ అది ఏమైనా ఉంటే అక్కడ యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతాయి. ఇది ఆన్ జాబ్ ట్రైనింగ్. నెక్స్ట్ కమింగ్ టు ది మెరిట్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆన్ జాబ్ ట్రైనింగ్. Trainer learns on the actual equipment in use and in the true environment. So nothing but trainer. So trainer, what happens here, for him the training is given in office, in organization itself, actually what work he has to do, at what place he has to do, everything. So directly the training is given at that place itself. It is economical since no additional staff or equipment is required for training. It is an economical. Why it is economical? Separately here they are not giving a training to him. So in the job itself they are giving a training. So by that what happens, for training a separate staff is not required. Next, trainee learns the rules and regulations by observing their day-to-day applications. So here trainee, what he is doing, he will be learning what are the rules and regulations in the organization by seeing the day-to-day works. It is suitable where knowledge and skill can be taught in a short period. So when the on-job training is suitable, when it is short period, in that case it is suitable. Next, demerit, trainee schedule harmonized and disorganized. So what happens here, trainee, nothing but sometimes he may feel disorganized. Productivity remains low unless the employee learns the job fully. So here what happens means directly he is working in the organization, directly he is taking in his training in his organization itself. So by that what happens means there may be a little bit of less production. Every supervisor may not be good at imparting training to employees. Here all the supervisors may not be good. Nothing but one supervisor may be good, another. So what happens means here the training totally depends on whom, on the supervisor only. So supervisor should be very patient while giving a training to their employee. Next, coming to the limitations on the on-job training method. So here what are the limitations? You see, first, the main objective of executive development is to improve the behavior of managers in different environments. These methods have not succeeded in its. On the job methods concentrate more on job information. There is no emphasis on attitude and behavior changes. So here what happens means mostly they will concentrate only on the work, means nothing but they have to concentrate only on their work. They won't be nothing but they won't so they won't observe on the actual what is attitude, what are the behavioral changes are there in a new person. Those they won't observe in case of on-job training. Next, the present day management is becoming more and more complex, and on the on-job training methods don't allow adequate facilities, environment and teaching enterprise. So present what is happening is in case of on-job training they are not providing a required facilities to the new person. Why? Because if a new person, first of all he don't know anything about the organization. So organization should be in that way that a newly person who has joined, it should be nothing but the person who is giving a training to that a particular new person, it should be in that way that you should be feel comfort. So you should feel comfort that okay, I have joined in the organization or are helping me. In that way they have to feel. ఇక్కడ వినండి అమ్మా, ఇప్పుడు ప్రజెంట్ ఉన్న సిచ్యువేషన్లో ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ ఎలా అయిపోయినాయి అంటే వాళ్ళ ఫెసిలిటీస్ గురించి కానీ, వాళ్ళ ఎన్వైర్న్మెంట్ గురించి కానీ, టీచింగ్ గురించి కానీ అవి పట్టించుకోవడం చాలా తక్కువ చేశాయి అనమాట. వై? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్, అంటే కాస్ట్ తగ్గించుకోవడానికి అలాంటి పనులు చేస్తున్నాయి అనమాట. సో న్యూలీ జాయిన్ అయిన పర్సన్కి ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఏముంటుంది, ఒక భయం అనేది ఉంటుంది. ఆ భయం ఆ ఫీలింగ్ అని పోతే, అంటే న్యూ అనే ఫీలింగ్ అని పోతేనే కదా అతను కరెక్ట్గా ఉండేది. సో అలాంటివి ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ కంపెనీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి. నెక్స్ట్, ద ప్రజెంట్ టెక్నిక్స్ అండ్ టూల్స్ ఫర్ మేనేజరియల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఆర్ హైలీ సొఫిస్టికేటెడ్ అండ్ దీస్ డూ నాట్ ఫిట్ ఆన్ ది ఆన్ జాబ్ ట్రైనింగ్. సో ప్రజెంట్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద టెక్నిక్స్ we have, those are highly sophisticated, అంటే చాలా హై, అవి ట్రైనింగ్ మెథడ్స్కి యూస్ కాకపోవచ్చు. నెక్స్ట్, ద టెక్నాలజికల్ డెవలప్మెంట్స్ టేక్స్ ప్లేస్ రిక్వైర్ దట్ మేనేజర్ షుడ్ వర్క్ ఇన్ ఏ మోటివేటెడ్ అండ్ స్టిమ్యులేటెడ్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్ సో దట్ ట్రైనింగ్ మెథడ్స్ ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు ప్రొవైడ్ మ్యాక్సిమం టు ది trainees. So here what happens, but the technological developments taking place require that managers should work in a motivated, nothing but the managers, how they have to be, they have to work in a motivated, nothing but they have to motivate their subordinates. They have to create the they have to create the atmosphere in that way that all the workers has to work in a efficient manner. In that way they have to create, and maximum training should be provided. Maximum training should be, so these all things will not be in case of on job training. Okay, next coming to the off job training. So off-job training is nothing but these off-job training methods is given only in case of big companies, nothing but they will be having separate coaching centers only for training, separate centers only for training. They won't go to the office. So first of all they will be given a training about 3 or 6 months. Afterwards then only they will be joining in the organization. So here the examples of some companies are SEMA, Hindustan Lever-Tis, Coality, L&T, ITC, L&T, State Trading Corporation, Authority of India. So here what happens means they have their own training institutions. So here after appointing a candidate, first of all for them in these centers they will provide a training, and later on they will join in the office over there. Okay, so here what are the merits and demerits you see over here. Trainees devote whole time for training only. Okay, only why? Because they have given a separate institutes, so total time is devoted in training only. The trainers provide latest working techniques to the trainers. The trainers are involved in discussion with the trainees and understand the things in a better way. So these are the methods of the merits of the off job training method. Next, demerits. This type of training is more theoretical. Yes, automatically. Why? Because separate classes are given to them, so it will be a theoretical. The trainees are not able to attend their work during the training period. So here in case of off-job training, what happens means directly they won't do the work. Why? Because they are given a training in separate center. This method of training is very costly. Separate centers we have to provide. That's why this method of training is very costly. Small organization may not offer such a training. So small organization, they are not affordable to do this type of off-job training methods. Okay. Next, afterwards, differences. Till now what we have discussed in case of on job and off job, same differences will be there, okay. So today what is your work? Importance of training you have to write, and methods of training also you have to write. This is your work.